Oilers GM Peter Chiarelli was a busy man this offseason, not dealing one first round or first overall pick. He dealt another first overall pick this past weekend. He got rid of Yakupov to St. Louis for a conditional pick as well as a prospect. Looking at this, Darrell, how do you feel about the trade?
Well, you know what? He had to get Yakupov wanted out. I think it was the right move to get him out. He was trying to move him earlier in the season, couldn't get anything for him, so I think he got the best that he could for him, cleared up some salary cap, which was more important than getting players in return. So I think it's going to be a win for everybody, and maybe Yakupov can get out and show people what he really can do, but he wasn't doing well in Edmonton.
What was the reason for it?
I don't know. I just think he just didn't fit in. I think maybe he thought he was a little bit better than he was. Maybe some ego got in the way with all those first-round picks.
Really? So do you feel that he will actually be successful? I see, for example, Taylor Hall. I'm not going to compare the two and say in terms of a like-for-like player, but Taylor Hall was a guy who produced, but I think he's going to have an exceptional time in Jersey and will actually be, you know, putting up the points, the goals in particular, and I think he'll be the player that the Oilers kind of wish they had. Do you feel there might be some regret that the Oilers shipped Nail Yakupov in any sense? Do you feel like he could be a 30-goal man? I
don't think there's. I don't see that in Nail Yakupov at all. He's a good player, but I don't see him doing much better than he did in Edmonton.
How about this? Does Yakupov last the next, say, 5 seasons? Or does he, say, go back to the K or get rid of, I guess, stop hockey altogether?
I think he'd go back to the K. I think you know, a lot of them are going back there for a year or two just to go back and play. I'd see him doing that.
Yeah, come back like a Radulov then?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, let's see if he can put those goals up. All right, let's talk about the other team down Highway 2 in the Calgary Flames. They made a big deal talking about Johnny Gaudreau finally getting that 6-year deal over $6 million per. I think it's a steal of a deal for the Calgary Flames. Do you agree that, or do you feel it's fair payment for a guy like Johnny Hockey?
Well, I didn't realize there was another team down Highway 2, but that's just my opinion. So no, you know what?
All the trash talk aside, hey man, they've been playing a lot better than the Oilers have in the last, say, 5-10 years.
Yeah, they have. And you know what? I'm happy for Johnny Gaudreau. I think he's going to do well down there. He fits in. $6 million. Yeah, I think he's worth that. I don't think it's a steal for either organization. I think they got what they wanted and they paid what they wanted. Even
a guy like Tarasenko, who he put up more points than, he's getting $7 million. So you feel he's right on par with him, or do you feel it? Because some people are saying he should be getting close to 8.
Maybe you renegotiate for 8 after you have a couple of more better years, but I think he's where he should be.
Do you think that he got this deal done knowing that, hey, I'm not going to, you know, put this team in a bind when it comes to salary, at the same time know I have a good chance of winning in Calgary? Because he's got some great teammates and great line mates on his team.
Yeah, and the other thing too is we don't know what there is for bonus incentives in that $6 million, right? Like, you know, that's the base salary, so he might be getting his 7 or 8 based on what he does for bonus incentives too, right?
Does he become, I guess, a top 5 goal scorer for the team?
He could be.
Goals, never mind, for the team. We all know he's going to be the top guy. But let's put it this way: in the NHL.
I don't know. I like him, but I don't see him being top 5 in the NHL.
Really? Even with that skill set and that talent?
Even with that skill set and talent. I don't see him being top 5 in the NHL.
All right. Well, we're going to take another commercial break. We're going to have to ponder what he's saying and then come back. I have another question for him in fair or foul involving another player I think is going to be in the top 10 in scoring. We'll tell you more coming up. Fair or Foul has a Toronto sports feel, and you'll get to those in a second. Darrell, you might like what I'm going to say. You might have to disagree with me on the other question. We'll see how this turns out. Auston Matthews, you talk about Johnny Gaudreau, won't finish in the top 5 in scoring, right, in the National Hockey League. I'm going to say, well, he's not going to finish top 5. I think he's going to be in the top 10. And I'm talking about rookie sensation, Auston Matthews. Am I fair or foul for saying that?
I think you're foul.
Reason?
He's a good player, but he's not that standout of a rookie.
Really? Yeah. The guy's what, 6'3", 205, something like that? No, 6'3", but he's over 6 feet. Yeah. He's plus about 200 pounds at 19 years old or 18 years old. The guy's played amongst men in Switzerland The guy knows how to play hockey amongst men. I don't know. I think he has something. He's pretty much the guy in Toronto right now. Yeah. Is that too much for?
I think it's too much to ask of him in his first year. I don't think he's going to be in top 10. You might get him top 15.
Okay. Yeah. At least give him credit there. Yeah. Top 10 might be a reach. All right, I hear you. How about this? Since you are a Blue Jays fan, I say they make it to the World Series but lose in the World Series. Am I fair or foul for saying that?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'd say you're fair. I don't think they're going to win it. I would love a Blue Jays fan. I hope they would, but I don't see it.
If they don't win it, who wins it? You got a couple teams in the NL right now, and maybe Cleveland. I guess maybe they get out, but who knows?
But you know what? I wouldn't even hazard to say who they'd meet there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I think the Nationals will make it, but again, there's a tough road against the Chicago Cubs. They're not going to be easy. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. But nevertheless, I'm gonna say my Nationals, and we'll see how that turns out. Maybe we'll have to put a wager on this.
Yeah,
somehow.
We'll have to have coffee on it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we discuss the details of our deal. We'll have another commercial break. We got to pay the bills. When we return, we're going to talk a little bit more about Lloyd Minor Hockey and how things are shaping up for the upcoming year. Six years ago, Darrell Wagner took over as GM of Lloyd Minor Hockey and seen a lot of growth over that time. A lot of great things have happened when it comes to national events as well. But we'll start off with how hockey is this year. A lot of big changes when it comes to the teams, team names, you name it. But let's talk about the overall year. How's it been for you from the summer to what you're seeing now?
You know what? It's been a great year. It's a surprise. When we sat down last year and put our plan together for this year, we thought with the downturn in the economy, we'd feel a hit. Membership is up. We're actually 28 children ahead of last year's total, so that's exciting. A couple of extra teams. Not sure about the sponsorship yet. We're down on sponsorship. Businesses aren't around anymore. They're not making any money, so they can't support you, but we'll replace that revenue in other ways. But the on-ice product is going to be great this year. We've got lots of growth in programs. Our Intro to Hockey program grew by 20-some children this year as well. So hockey's alive and well in Lloydminster at every level.
Yeah, it's picked up. A lot of new changes. I just mentioned to the names. You're seeing Bobcats kind of throughout. You got rid of the Heat name, for example, with the Bantam. On the girls' side, you have an Elite Steelers and a Junior Steelers program, referring to the Bantams, Bantam AAAs, of course, the AA midgets. Kind of talk about the reasoning behind that.
Well, what we wanted to do was start kind of, have the brand, have our logo, and it's elite hockey, and it had to be separate from Lloydminster Minor Hockey from the Flaming Bee. So on the girls' side, it was just a natural fit when we got the elite franchise for them, that we keep them all Steelers and get the girls to buy into that you start as a junior Steeler, you work to an elite Steeler, and then you go to the PWM Steeler. So talking with Paul Carson, he was Paul from PWM, he was in agreement that he would let his logo stand for all those teams, so that was a no-brainer to do that. Then on the boys' side, we just wanted to get it all tied in together with the Bobcats. That's our major junior team, and it was our major midget AAA team. So it just was, again, a no-brainer to have the teams underneath that all have the Bobcat logo.
This city has seen a lot of great hockey players, a lot of minor hockey success. And it just so happened that you had Rogers calling and giving us an opportunity. Tell us a little bit more with hometown hockey, how things came about, and how excited you are to kind of get things going and showcase Lloydminster once again.
Yeah, we actually got a call from the city saying, hey, we got some great news. We've been approached to host Rogers Hometown Hockey, and so we have an opportunity to do all kinds of stuff with that, generate some revenue for Lloydminster Minor Hockey, and again, just show everybody what Lloydminster is all about on a smaller, maybe more personal scale than Hockey Day in Canada.
this one mostly focusing on the minor hockey specifically.
Yeah, more on minor hockey. Like I say, just some of the minor hockey elite athletes and stuff like that. So it's going to be, I think, a little nicer for everybody.
It's still early because this happens in March. Can you maybe cat out of the bag type of thing? Is there any preliminary things that you have going on that we should be excited about?
Well, we're trying to get, instead of ball hockey, we're trying to get some type of outdoor hockey tournament going on. It's just a matter of trying to get the kids from that venue to the downtown venue where most of the activities are going to be. We'd just like to have a hockey tournament, not a ball hockey tournament.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Hey, you know what was also exciting? You coming on the show. I know you filled in not just for yourself and that guest, but for Andrew as well. So we thank you once again. Best of luck to Lloyd Minor Hockey. And we want to say thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Gloves. I'm sure Andrew will be coming by next week if you miss him. Hopefully you had a great turkey dinner, whatever's left over. In the meantime, we will see you in 7 days.